but what you saw was this: a cluster of bunkers, then nothing. Cluster of bunkers, then nothing. Cluster of bunkers, then nothing. And what you were seeing was the back and the remains of the Widerstand nest. So why are we the only guy that goes down causeway number 4? Because I'm only the only guy who tells people what a Widerstand nest is. How on earth can we understand what the men achieved on Gold, Juno, Sword, Omaha and Utah if we don't understand what the Med were attacking? I'm not finished with this one. Contained within there normally will be half a dozen, or not half a dozen Germans, half a dozen machine gun pits, many of them integrated into other bunkers. So, 1, 2, all-round defence, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you'll have a couple of mortar pits. They look like that, but with a mortar tube sticking out instead of a machine gun. Then you'll have an accommodation bunker. You saw several where the Germans will sleep. Then you'll have a kitchen bunker where the food is cooked and where the men will eat. You'll then have an ammunition shelter, hopefully self-explanatory. You'll then have a bunker with an anti-aircraft gun in it. But not only can that gun fire up at planes, you can drop it to engage ground targets. You will then have a communications bunker. So every bunker within a Widerstand nest is connected by an underground telephone wire that is dug 7 to 8 feet down, and every Widerstand nest along a section of coast is also connected by underground telephone wires. Then you will almost certainly have one of these. All slitted bunkers are for observation, not firing machine guns out of like you see in Saving Private Ryan. But that bunker must be able to see the beach. Why? Because the German in there has got optic sights and he's got a telephone line straight back to one of those gun batteries 2 miles behind you. All he does is picks up the phone and says gun number 1, 3, range bearing, fire. And within seconds those shells will come ripping into their targets from 2 miles behind you. Then every one of these bunkers is connected by a zigzagging trench, and it will zigzag for 2 reasons. 1, if an aerial bomb, hand grenade, naval shell or satchel charge explodes in the trench, the blast can only go to the next zigzag. Also, if an enemy soldier infiltrates the trench, he can only fire to the next zigzag, which means the Germans can defend it at every zigzag as well. But what it means is the Germans within the Widerstand nest system will never have to show their heads above ground. But I'm still not finished. Directly in front of the position will be an anti-tank ditch that will be 12 feet wide and 8 feet deep, or an anti-tank wall. What do you think that is behind you?
Wall.
And what do you think all this is that's collapsed down onto the beach there?
Ditch.
The Germans built the wall, including the sand dune. It's 11 feet high, and they built it for 7 miles in front of Utah Beach. So, here's the wall, 11 feet high, running in front of the actual beach itself. There's the beach, I've walked all over it, there we go. Okay, still not finished. The whole beach will be covered in these beach obstacles. They are designed to sink landing craft. Some of them will tip the landing craft over, many of them will have mines attached to them that will detonate on impact, and many of them will just rip holes in the plywood bottoms of the landing craft. Now they go from the high water mark to the low water mark. High tide, as an average, it's about where you are normally. A low tide, you see the wooden posts and you see the yellow buoy. That's low tide, 400 yards. Come back here in 6 hours time, the water will be lapping at your feet. Now I told you the Widerstand nest was 250 yards deep, so for me to give you a perspective of distance, then these are the beach obstacles, and they generally did put them in lines.